A quick intro video from Montreal, from Canada where I'm from. I was going to make some upside down jokes, but Dave rightly so recommended against it, so I decided I'd show you a little video from Canada. This is my home city. There was a sort of flash snow, ice, and people weren't prepared on a little steep road, so you can sort of see what happens. Boom. I like showing this video. It's one of our city buses. Hurry up, get in the room. It's starting. Move. Yeah, it's, I dubbed it from the internet to VCR and then back to digital and, yeah. Something with computering. That's the, yeah. And then this bus goes. I know, I'm good. I like to do a little warm up, show some stuff. I'll let the video end, and then I'm going to maybe take 2 minutes into the 5-minute break, hopefully. We're going to have to go very quickly, so I speak very fast. Here comes the police car. And that's okay because we have snow removal services that can help fix these problems, putting down salt. You get the shot, don't worry. Boom. Okay, so I'm James. I go by Purple ID on the internet. Sorry, I'm going to speak very fast. I've shown you this. Who am I? I'm a hacker. I work on config management things and so on. I write a technical blog called The Technical Blog of James. Who's seen it? Just raise your hand. If you haven't seen it, just raise it so I seem really popular. All right, thank you. I've got to go up against Matthew Garrett on tomorrow where I'm giving a full version of this talk, so I need to grow some star power, so tell your friends. I'm a physiologist by training, and long story short, I used to do a lot of Puppet stuff. That's a recording of someone screaming because all of the infrastructure is bad and on fire. I was told sort of not to reinvent the wheel. I tried not to reinvent the wheel for a very long time, but I wanted a nicer wheel, and I wanted to know, is there an existing tool which was good enough for what I wanted to do? And here's basically the answer that I came up with, unfortunately. This is my Nope guy. Have you seen this? It's an internet thing. Many of you are probably from the internet. And so it's all Nope. So basically, long story short, I came up with a new project that I've been working on, completely free software called MGMT. It has two parts, the engine and the language. I'm not showing you a lot about this stuff. Here's basically the design principle for the language that we built and why it's important. And I'm going to show you 3 quick demos. Sort of expect you know some existing things. So here's, just close this little notification. Here's basically a small config to please declare the state of one file on my system. And over here you can see that file is hello, and it says hello Australia. Is that big enough? Can you all see? Yes? Good. But here's the cool thing. The tool is sort of in a way like Puppet, but it's real time, it's reactive. So if I actually remove the state of this file, it comes right back. Make it a little bigger. Remove the file, comes right back. And it works so quickly I can even remove the file and cat the file, and before the second part of the command runs, it even comes right back. And you can go a little bit overkill if you know the watch command -n 0.1. This will just run something over and over again very, very quickly and run it. As fast as that runs on the right and deletes it, the engine wakes up and fixes the state in real time. And we can do this for virtual machines, for files, for services, for packages, even for Amazon EC2 instances. So if some sysadmin killed your EC2 instance, we could say nope and put it right back and so on. And we do this because we have a really cool engine that supports these events and detects state changes. And we also have this language which is really quite powerful and allows us to do really cool event-driven things. So here's a bit of a contrived example, but a little bit more interesting. The code is all online and stuff, so don't worry about what the code's doing. But you can see now I'm running this MGMT engine with the language. And there's some functions in the language that can do things, such as tell you the date of time. And I'm going to run a little watch on this date time file, which I've asked it to create. And what you can actually see is it's actually printing out with about 5 lines of code the current date and time a year from now, just because I did some math. The load average, because that's a variable which changes over time, so we can very easily use that to model how our systems behave. And just for fun, I built this little VU meter. And this is actually a config management tool that has a resource, a function, which is actually detecting the current sound volume in the room. So if I'm very quiet, you'll see nothing happens. But if you make a lot of noise, it will actually, in real time, show you a much larger peak. So you could use this, for example, this is just a fun example, but you could actually, as a sysadmin, build this into your infrastructure so that if you heard really loud noises for more than a minute in your operations room, then to just set everything read-only because the sysadmins are probably fighting. So you could do these sorts of things. So whatever you do is up to you. It's for you to be creative and to model and to think about. But just for fun, to show you it's real, let's be quiet, and then with applause, we'll see if we can make it peak. Does that sound good? OK, so it's quiet. OK, well done, well done. So let's just try one more quick example, because I don't have a lot of time for today. I'm going to show you an example managing some virtual machines. And I have this example right here. So I'll show you this hysteresis example. So since variables are variables that run over time, we can actually know the current state of the variable, such as the current date and time, and the previous date and time, or the previous load, or so on. And we can use that to build hysteresis and other things. I'll tell you about that tomorrow if you come to my main talk. And what this actually lets us do is I'm going to run this command here, watch. I'm going to print out the contents of this file that I'm creating, and I'm going to run verse list in a loop so you can see what's happening. And what I've actually asked my machine to do is that when the load on the system is below the threshold, to set up 2 VMs. But if the load gets too high, to actually shut one down and reschedule it on another machine so that the customers actually get more capacity and they're not dealing with higher load. But what we want to do is we don't want this to flip on and off machines very quickly. So hysteresis is built into this autoscaler so that once we drop below the threshold, the machine will actually not shut down until it's out for more than 10 seconds. So let's just artificially increase the load just so you can see this actually happening. And just faking some load. Normally, this would be some process in your VM that you might want to schedule. And it's just some resource. Maybe we'll do one more. My laptop's kind of crappy, but it's going to get warm. So you can see the load actually is going up. All of this, very simple in a very few number of lines of code. Because we want to model a real life instance. So 1 hits 1, still going up. When it hits 1.5, you should see one of the VMs shut down and disappear. Another yes? Yes, we do. It's just there we go. It's going up. It takes a little while, but should hit it any second. Oh, come on. OK. All right. Not we can lower the threshold, but if we can just get it to go. I think it just hit it. There we go. So I hit 1.9. You saw that one of the VMs shut down. Now the load's really going up. You can kill all this stuff. When the load settles back down, it's going to go below 1.5, but it's not going to reschedule that machine to come back on. It's going to wait till it's below for at least 10 seconds. And then if the load stays low, you should see that happen. And the point of this is really to build dynamic, real-time, reactive systems in very small amounts of code. We can type check the whole thing together. And I'll actually give you a proper explanation of a bit more about how this works if you come to my talk tomorrow. So 1.5, it's almost down. Let's watch it. OK, 1.4, you'll see the machine did not come back yet because we have a 10-second threshold. Another 5 seconds go by. And in about 2 seconds, it should probably come back on. There we go. You like that? Yes? No? People are like, what is going on? So some guy talking about automation things. So again, I don't really have much time for today because just 10 minutes. You can get involved by doing all sorts of things. This is a free software project which I started that is unfortunately unfunded at the moment because my employer has pulled the plug due to political reasons. But please help me hack on this if you like. We need a home for the project. We need people to get involved. I don't want to have to do a proprietary sort of fork of this or anything. So free software needs good tools, and hopefully you can help. So let's just recap.
Answer. Now let me recap.
Just putting the cap back on his pen, it's a recapping joke. It's not very good. There's the technical blog of James you all know about right now. There's the project on GitHub, purpleidea/mgmt. You can start or tell your friends. There's a longer, older video about the engine and all the different capabilities it can do, and also the language. And there's a bunch of blog posts I've written about this. So you can find me, purpleidea, at IRC on Twitter, GitHub, Gmail, redhat.com, etc. Main talk tomorrow at 3:50 in the green room. So please tell your friends. I'd love to have a big audience. I'm from Canada, so it's super far, and I might not be able to come back anytime soon. And hopefully, if you really like this talk and you like what I'm doing, help me DDoS the organizers. Go up to an LCA organizer, say, hey, I really like James's talk, and specify which James. So I'd really appreciate that. IRC channel if you want to see more about this. And thank you very much. I think I have 1 minute for a question if someone really wants to shout something out. And if you would really like, I have some overpriced stickers, which I'm happy to give you if you promise to use them, because they're self-funded and they are expensive. So, but I'm more than happy to give them as long as you're going to put them on your laptop. So come find me and I will give you one. Any quick questions? Yes, no, someone besides Dave. I love Dave. Dave is a great guy from Sol1. You should talk to him. He's really been a great host, but he's asked me a million questions already, so he can find me easily offline. Anyone? All right, Dave, go ahead. Dave asks, when is it going to be ready to replace Puppet? It's pretty usable now. It's not complete. It's still a work in progress. You can probably use it today for a lot of things if you don't mind being involved testing and writing new functions that you're missing. And if you have any problems and you're stuck there, please ping me and I'll try and help you. We even have a compiler that can take all of your Puppet code and compile it to run on our engine. So your code could probably run 10 times faster or even more.
OK,
so, yeah.
Thank you very much, James.